Someone make it make sense.
Probably a couple.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm just making sure my external monitor thingy is working correctly. Give me just a second. Hold on just a moment. Just a second. It looks like it came unplugged, but it's all good. We are fixing it. Technical difficulties to a certain extent. Let me try turning it off and turning it back on. Anyways, welcome on in. I hope you guys are excited about this surprise. It may not be a surprise to all of you because I did mention this. Was it last live stream or a couple live streams ago at some point? I did mention wanting to cover this trial because it is something really different from what we are used to in a lot of ways. It's also short and it has a lot going on. Give me just a moment to figure out why this external monitor thingy is not quite working. Give me just a moment. Interesting. Let me just see here what is going on. So I'm super excited though. And basically, I thought it would be a nice alternative as we go through Fievel, aka Wendy Adelson's stupid book. As we're making our way through that, because of the fact that the reading is really difficult sometimes when I have days at work where I talk all day, which is most days, but some days there's more talking than others. And it's even when it seems like maybe me or other people talk a lot watching live trials or hearings or anything like that, I'll tell you what, even when it seems like a lot, it's nothing like reading the entire time. And I'm sure you've heard other people say that as well. It's really, really hard to imagine just how much more talking that entails. So this will be a nice change of pace. I just don't know why my monitor is not cooperating, but that's okay. I will continue to work on it. Excellent. So guys, some of you guys may have seen all of this trial or some of this trial or none of this trial. Here's the deal. You don't need to know anything going into it, first of all, which is awesome, right? Second of all, this is not only entertaining and really funny in a lot of ways, it's also really refreshing. But one of the other things is you'll get to see some of the worst lawyering, I think, potentially ever. The plaintiff's attorney, it is astounding. It's crazy. It is just absolutely terrible lawyering, which is always a good time. And so I'm super, super excited. So here's the thumbnail. Hopefully you guys like it. It's got the vibe, right? Quite different than our other thumbnails for other trials, of course, only makes sense, right? So hopefully Lucy, aka Heather, will be here. Hopefully Twiz will be here. Oh, I need to text him because he's special like that. Twiz, special text. But hopefully you guys have been doing awesome. I'm super happy because I haven't had a chance to go running in a little while, and I went running tonight. Only had time for 4 miles, but it was awesome to get to do that because, as you guys may know, I love running. So got home from work, got the piglet all settled in, busted out 4 miles, and now here we are. And we are going to make this work maybe without my external monitor thingy or whatever you call it. I don't know why this isn't working. Anyways, it's all good. So hopefully you guys are excited. And without further ado, I will just have to unshare, reshare. Give me just a moment here. let's see. Okay, hold on just a moment. I have to figure out how to, how do I, okay. This is great. Not trying to figure out how I can go back to StreamYard. It's okay. It's all good. So, let me, okay, that's full screen. Oh my God. How do I go to, I know there's a way to do it. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Yay. Okay, I figured it out. Good, good. Okay, so because I'm trying to figure this out without the little monitor thing while I'm getting that fixed. Okay, excellent. So without further ado, so first of all, they had a number of, by they I mean the court and technology, had a number of issues with opening statements, as in for some reason they weren't able to get the opening statements. Except for the very tail end. So basically, the plaintiff, which is Emani Ellis, her attorney already went, and then we're catching the tail end here of Cardi B's attorney during opening statements. And the opening statements were not long, so we're going to catch the tail end of his opening statements, and then the plaintiff calls their very first witness, which is none other than the plaintiff, Emani Ellis. So let's talk about something real quick here. When you guys think about a civil trial, and a plaintiff, right? Normally, what are we expecting, right, with the testimony? You know, there's a reason why the plaintiffs always testify, because that's pretty much the whole case, right? Like, you know, if you've got a plaintiff who's bringing a lawsuit, or you know, they filed a complaint, they're bringing a lawsuit, it's going to trial, it's their case, right? Kind of like when you think about a criminal trial, the government has the burden. It's the government's case, so they're going to present all their evidence. Well, if you're the plaintiff, it's your case, right? And a lot of, oftentimes, what the you know, there should be other witnesses, right? But a lot of times, the bulk of what the testimony is going to come from the plaintiff. So typically, you know, we see plaintiffs who are, well, for starters, you know, sympathetic, right? Maybe I'm not saying necessarily in like a woe is me type of way, although I'm sure that does happen. But, you know, the plaintiffs, we're used to seeing plaintiffs typically come across in a certain way. And I think that when we start watching her testimony, it'll be abundantly clear what I mean, because even if you've not watched a lot of civil trials and you've not seen what I'm talking about, I am very excited to see what you guys think when we hear this plaintiff testify, even from the first 30 seconds, because I think it will be blatantly obvious why this is a very different trial and her testimony is very unique, shall we say. Yay, Heather's here. Have you seen this already, Heather? I'm so glad you're excited. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to try to fix this external monitor of mine, and let's go ahead and jump. We're jumping right on in here. Again, the tail end of opening statements, because that's all that the court feed was able to capture. So.
Mistaken for a lack of interest in the case. She came on late. And this is a very important proceeding for her, but yes, it's not a first round.
By the way,
the last opportunity, I'll have to speak.
By the way, the audio is not the best. It does waver. So sometimes the audio is more crappy, sometimes it's less crappy. Nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. But I've got the captions on, so yes.
You directly until all the evidence is in. This is my chance to tell you what I believe the evidence will be. Now, what I say and what counsel has said today are like promises. We're predicting, we're promising you what we're going to show, and at the end of the trial, and I want you to remember the promises, because at the end of the trial, I'm going to ask you who kept their promises and who didn't. Now, obviously, both sides can't tell their side of the story at the same time. That would be chaos. So in our system, the person who filed the lawsuit gets to go first. You've heard many times today that it's very important that you keep an open mind, that you hear both sides of the story before, both sides of the evidence, both sides' documents, before you make a decision or come to any conclusions. It is only way, the only way, to be fair to both sides, that you hear all of the evidence and not just jump to conclusions. Now, this is what we expect the evidence will show. First, Cardi is a loving mother to 3 young children and a devoted daughter and sister in a tight-knit family. She came from a very humble beginning. She is a successful recording artist now, but she was born in poverty in New York City's Washington Heights. She worked very hard to get where she is. In 2015, she joined the cast of a reality show called Love and Hip Hop New York, and from there, she all of a sudden got all these followers. And that ended up with her becoming a Grammy Award-winning, critically acclaimed recording artist. Now, second, the evidence will show that in late February 2018, Cardi was about 4 months pregnant with her first son, the first child, excuse me. It was early in pregnancy.
Yeah, you got it working.
She came out to Los Angeles for work, basically, related to the NBA event. And she asked a friend, or she asked someone to recommend a gynecologist. She wanted to just check. And so she made an appointment.
So Kane's asking, what is the backstory? Okay, so the backstory we're going to hear from the plaintiff here momentarily, but I'll just give you guys a little backstory. So in, I believe it's 2018, Cardi B was pregnant with her first child, but she hadn't announced that publicly, okay? She was like on tour, I believe. Again, we're going to hear all about it. But she made an appointment. She was in LA. She made an appointment to see a gynecologist who was like a private doctor where you could like book an appointment on like a Saturday, and they basically would close down the whole building so that you could have privacy, because in that area there's a lot of celebrities and whatnot, and so that's something he was used to doing to accommodate high profile celebrity clients, right? So she was having this appointment to the OBGYN. Now this building had a security guard. The security guard is the plaintiff. And without getting too much into what happened between the two of them, because we're going to hear it from them, there was an altercation after which the plaintiff alleges that Cardi B, the complaint, the lawsuit is for assault, okay? But what it boils down to, the best that the plaintiff can even allege is that Cardi B basically kind of almost scratched her face, like poked her in the face or something like that. Like that's basically, it starts out with like, beats me in the face. Like it goes through all these different like iterations. And then anyway, you guys will hear it. It's amazing. And so this is the assault right now. The plaintiff alleges that she had to have all this therapy afterwards and plastic surgery and see all these doctors. And while the total amount that of the damages was never disclosed during trial in terms of like on a document or what have you, Cardi B says during this trial that this plaintiff was suing her for $24 million, okay, of damages. And, it is suspected that this plaintiff was assuming that Cardi B would just settle because she's got lots of money and whatever, and that she would just settle and just pay it out just to not have to go through the hassle. And Cardi B is like, nah, I'm not that bitch, basically. Like this didn't happen, da da da. And, of course, Cardi B, being the defendant here, had to spend a lot of money for her attorneys and her defense and everything. So in other words, she's losing money to take this to trial so she can basically defend these allegations and set the record straight and be like, look, like this is a fraudulent lawsuit and da da da. But again, we'll hear more about that. So essentially, and the reason you might be thinking 2018, so what happened was because of COVID, this whole thing was delayed. So that's why there was such a long time between the event in question and then this coming to trial. So again, Emani Ellis, the plaintiff, was the security guard, and Cardi B was there for an OBGYN appointment. So welcome on in, Kat Randall. Kat Randall says, don't judge me, but I became a Cardi B fan. Are you saying because of this trial? I think a lot of people became a Cardi B fan because of this trial. I actually know a couple of her songs, and I think she's pretty great, to be honest. I remember when Bodak Yellow came out, and I was like, this is the shit. But I will tell you what, nothing made me love her more than this trial, because, dude, you guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This trial's awesome. She was attacked. Well, according to the plaintiff, she was attacked. It's a great question. According to the plaintiff, she was attacked. So, yeah.
It was made for her to see a gynecologist at a
Here you go.
medical building in Beverly Hills. They took special steps to make sure this was private. The appointment was on Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
The doctor, the gynecologist, had arranged for his staff to leave early. Her normal security person did not join her because what could happen? She was going into he stayed in the car, she was going into a doctor's office, so what could possibly happen? And what happened was plaintiff. The evidence will show.
That was awesome. It was kind of hard to hear because again, the sound quality, it gets better, right? But he says, she was going to a doctor's office. So what could possibly happen? And he goes, and what happened was plaintiff. And that was awesome.
Possibly happened. And what happened was plaintiff.
Nice.
The evidence will show that plaintiff had her phone to her ear when the elevator opened as Cardi was trying to make her way to her doctor's office. She was a patient. And the plaintiff stated out loud, "Wow, that was Cardi B." Cardi turned around and saw the plaintiff holding up her phone, filming or photographing her. And Cardi said, "Why are you doing that? Why do you think you can photograph me?" Just steps away from my doctor's office.
Yeah.
And the evidence will show that plaintiff's response was a belligerent "because I can." Now, you will hear evidence that plaintiff continued to follow Cardi as Cardi tried to get to her doctor's office. Evidence that plaintiff continued to yell at Cardi. That when people from the doctor's office came out and told plaintiffs to stop, saying, "You're a security guard, what are you doing?" That plaintiff continued. And when someone intervened and got between them, plaintiff started taking swings at Cardi B. As Cardi B backed up and backed up, Cardi B was, facing someone, with all respect, who testified and admitted that she was 240, 250 pounds, wearing black military boots, hovering over Cardi, yelling and screaming at her and taking swings at her, trying to get to her beyond the person who was trying to intervene and trying to calm things down. Now, I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but there will be evidence that it was plaintiff who yelled, "I will fuck your shit up."
Oh boy.
That's when someone intervened and dragged plaintiff to an elevator and said, "You have to leave. You have to leave."
So basically, remember, the plaintiff is the one alleging that Cardi B assaulted her, right? Suing her for $24 million. But again, we're hearing the tail end of the defense opening statements. And, potentially, right, the evidence could bear out that the reverse is true, right? That if anybody was assaulted, it was Cardi B. Yeah.
You will hear Cardi's testimony that she both feared for her unborn baby. This was her first pregnancy. And a very large woman was advancing towards her, and she was utterly confused that a security guard would be her attacker. Importantly, plaintiff has repeatedly changed her story over the last 7 years. You will hear evidence that, under oath, she stated in what is called discovery, Cardi beat her about the head and body. Under oath, she said that.
Right. Okay. So remember how I said that the plaintiff's story changes? So we're getting a snippet of that the plaintiff had previously said under oath that Cardi beat her about the head and body. So so think about that, right? That's the initial. Now, if that were true, that does, to me, rise to, okay, well, now there's some foundation here for, assault, right? If someone beats you about the head and body, if that were true. Okay, but let's see what happens.
You will hear evidence that plaintiff stated, Cardi scratched plaintiff's nose. You will hear evidence that the story then changed, that Cardi instead scratched plaintiff's cheek, and you will hear evidence that plaintiff also said Cardi never touched her. That is.
Oh, okay, so that's where we end up. We start with beating about the head and face, then we have scratching on the nose, then we have scratching on the cheek, and then we have Cardi never touched her. Wait, aren't we here for an assault case, though? Isn't that what we're alleging? By we, I mean plaintiff.
The evidence that you won't hear. And to put it mildly, we expect the evidence will establish that plaintiff is not telling the truth. Now, there's been this allegation that that Cardi got plaintiff fired. But we expect...
Your Honor, we'll discuss this issue.
Assisting claims was withdrawn.
I apologize.
The claim was withdrawn.
Oh. Well, that's nice. I didn't know that. So there is no employment claim? Okay. You've been very patient. The case just got smaller, but we still have a lot of evidence to put on, and I thank you for your patience, and thank you for keeping an open mind and waiting until you hear both sides. Thank you.
All right, here we go. First witness. You guys ready?
Thank you, counsel.
I don't think y'all are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Plaintiff calls Emani Ellis to stand.
All right, you guys, like I was saying, right? Think about it, right? What do we expect in a plaintiff, right? They're alleging that they've been assaulted. that she's suing the damages for $24 million, right? The physical injuries, the medical bills, the psychological trauma, the years of therapy, and all the rest. And how would you expect an actual assault victim? How would you expect their demeanor? Okay, let's keep all that in mind as we watch this here, Plaintiff. Okay, you're not going to want to miss this.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Please solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Emani Ellis. Last name is Ellis.
Your first name, please.
Emani, yes, Emani.
Perfect. Thank you. You may take a seat and watch your step.
Quite collecting.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Ellis.
Okay.
For the
Remember,
record-
one of the other reasons why I think this trial is pure gold is because her attorney is one of the worst I've seen. So we have that to look forward to as well.
How old are you?
32.
And on the date of February 24th, 2018, what were you doing?
I was at work on duty as a security guard.
Where
Don't worry, it will show her soon, I believe. By her, I mean the plaintiff, because that's really where the cameras get the picture and they move away and they focus on the plaintiff, which is what we want to see.
The address of the building was 8920 Wilshire Boulevard.
And for how long had you been working as a security guard as of 2018?
For 4 years.
And what did it take to become a licensed security guard?
You have to get fingerprinted and it's sent to the state of California for approval.
And do you have any criminal record?
No.
Could you become a security guard if you have a criminal record?
No.
Well, I
Have you
think
ever assaulted
they could have objected there. I mean, that security guards are, oh my God, we're never good. Okay, security guards are hired by private businesses, right? So she can't just answer that statement, right? There's no laws regarding this. So anyway, doesn't matter. We can't point out every thing that this attorney does wrong because there's too much. And it's the same thing with Cardi's defense team, right? It's the same type of thing. They can't object to everything that's objectionable because this trial would still be going on 50 years from now, and this plaintiff would still be on the stand. So, but anyway, I can't not point it out because it's just, you know how it is.
Battered anybody in your lifetime?
No.
Were you using your telephone to take photographs of the defendant when you saw her exit the elevator?
No.
So if you
Did we just skip over like a whole bunch of stuff? We go from, how old are you? What did it take to become a security guard? Have you ever assaulted and battered anybody? Were you using your telephone to take pictures of the defendant? Among other things, okay, with this attorney, one thing I can say, and I will have a lot to say, one thing I will say is this is one of his many downfalls, in my opinion, is this is an attorney without a plan. I think that just like the plaintiff, this attorney was thinking that this was going to settle, and he has no plan. You guys will see this. It is hilarious. With every single witness, his examinations are beyond. It's crazy. It's crazy.
just tell us in your own words,
Yeah.
when you got to the 5th floor, you were doing your rounds, you saw Cardi B, what did you say?
Objection leading. Objection counsel's testifying.
I said something along the lines of, that looks like Cardi B, or wow, that's Cardi B.
Were you talking to anybody at that time?
No.
You're sure?
Yes.
Were you entering the elevator?
I was, yes.
Did you actually go inside the elevator?
I did, yes.
And did Cardi B exit the elevator?
She did, yes.
Okay, and then what happened?
After she heard me say her name, she turned back around, and the first thing out of her mouth was, excuse my language, was, why the fuck are you telling people that you see me? At this time, I tried to calm her down and assure her that I didn't tell anyone that I seen her, and she was extremely upset.
And what did she tell you after that?
Then, excuse my language again, but she said, yes, the fuck you did, and then she put her finger at my face.
When she put her finger in your
We're getting right to it, I guess.
face, did she have long fingers?
She did.
And approximately how long were her fingernails on the date?
Objection, no foundation. He's guys. He is I can't. He is asking. We're like 8 questions in. He's asking this witness, this plaintiff, how long Cardi B's fingernails were. Okay, let's start here. Even if anybody had actually measured the fingernails on that day, which nobody did, obviously. My first question is, what do you mean? Are you talking about how long they were past the fingertip? Are you talking about how long they were from the very bottom of the nail where it meets the nail bed all the way to the tip? Are you talking about, like, what even are you talking about? But it doesn't matter anyway, because nobody measured them. And if anyone was going to testify to this, it would have to be some sort of expert. But he's asking the plaintiff. It lacks foundation. It's speculation. It's all kinds of things, you guys. It's just all kinds of things. Oh my God.
She put them in your face.
About 2 to 3 inches long.
How? Tell me how, you guys. You guys. Okay, let me back it up, and I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to try.
Finger in your face. Did she have long fingernails?
She did.
And approximately how long were her fingernails on the date when she put them in your face?
About 2 to 3 inches long.
Also, sorry. Okay, we got that answer out. I have to just say, guys, look at your fingernails. Picture 2 to 3 inches. Approximately 2 to 3 inches. If you have the foundation to answer a question about length of something, might be a reasonable answer if you're talking about, like, I don't know. How far can you throw a feather? I don't know. Just something where 2 to 3 inches would be reasonable. But when you're thinking about fingernails and we're thinking about 2 inches, right? And then 3 inches, that's a whole other inch. And if you picture something that is like normally small anyway, 2 inches versus 3 inches is like a huge difference. She couldn't have even guessed any better than that. She couldn't have made a better guess. Like, that is absurd. But again, this is where we are. So
when you have seen different pictures and videos of Cardi B, do you notice that she has long fingernails in those videos and photographs?
Yes.
When you saw her today, did you notice that her fingernails were very short?
Yes.
Does she usually wear them that short?
Objection. Waiting.
It's also lacks foundation sustained.
Have you seen, well, strike that. For how long, were you a fan of Cardi B before this incident?
I was.
What kind of fan were you?
I enjoyed her music. I was interested in going to a concert. I didn't have any problem with her.
Did you ever go to see her in concert?
I had tickets to go to see her, but I never went after this incident.
And when were you supposed to go see her in concert?
I'm not sure of the date. It was sometime in 2018.
And you're very close with your grandmother, Diane Schmidt, is that correct?
Correct.
How old is your grandmother?
She's 79.
Does she have information about this incident objection? Speculation, acceptation. Did you show your grandmother the scar on your left cheek after February 24th of 2018?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Did you show the cut on your left cheek after February 24th of 2018 to your grandmother, Diane Schmidt?
Yes.
And what year were you born?
1992.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I'm the oldest of 5.
what? So we've just jumped. You guys, wait till you see the plaintiff too, because we haven't gotten to that part. That's one of the, it's worth waiting for. But he's just now jumped to what's all of her siblings. I mean, they can object to relevance, but it's just,
Your grandmother has seen you regularly from birth up to the present time?
Yes.
And what about your mother? Did you live with your mother up until a certain point?
Until the age 19.
Did you sustain any, well, straight. Let me take you a little bit back to the incident. So,
don't.
when you were at the building and
I mean, you guys.
Cardi B,
I just have to say Cardi B is being such a good sport. I would have such a hard time sitting here without laughing she's just a really good sport. sitting here and just listening to this.
The elevator on February 24th, 2018. What were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words.
Now,
And again,
hold on.
excuse my language, but
Um,
she was like, "Fuck you, you fat ass bitch. That's why I'm gonna beat your ass.
so hold on.
I'm gonna get you fired, nigga."
Where did this come from? Because he started out, again, there was no preamble, there was no foreplay. He started out, this attorney, with what happened, right? Do you guys, like 2 minutes ago, you know, and the events, right? And she already went through what was said. None of this was said. Like, what? Is this round two? It's like, is he just giving her another chance to like add more and elaborate? Like, this is insanity. All of a sudden, this whole thing with the fat ass bitch and the whatever, you know, all we heard before was, you know, get the fuck out my face and or, why the fuck are you filming me or whatever? Why the fuck are you telling people I'm here? So now we're getting a new story. So that's almost fun.
This nigga, that bitch ass nigga. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security.
Oh my God.
Ah, she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down,
Amazing.
body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Why did you exit the elevator to speak with her after she said what she said?
I wanted to clarify the misunderstanding.
Did you also want her to leave because she was causing a disturbance?
At that time, she was causing a disturbance. She was yelling and screaming, and I didn't want her to leave.
And as a security guard, were you working there as an extension of the owner to be able to make that kind of call, whether somebody should be told to leave because they're causing a disturbance?
Objection, Leading Light Foundation calls for legal conclusion.
Thank you.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I'm going to ask you,
Leading Lack Foundation calls for exports.
did the landlord hire you as a security guard to protect?
Speculation.
Yes.
Black Foundation.
Oh my God.
And did you do that?
Yes.
For how long?
For about 4 years.
During those 4 years, did you ever have a problem with anybody else?
Never.
Not one time.
Not as far as I can remember, no. Not a perfect employee, but a good employee.
Huh. See that? Makes me think she's had other issues because she says, first of all, there's a caveat there. Not as far as I can remember, first of all. Then she says, not a perfect employee, but a good employee. So there's definitely a history there, I think.
Did the defendant take a swing at you
She did.
when she
She took a swing at her. I mean, wow. Like, this story is just evolving as we go along. Amazing.
took a swing at you? It didn't hit your body, correct?
No.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
As a result of the cut to your face, did you have to see 2 different plastic surgeons?
Yes,
Did you undergo plastic surgery?
I did.
Oh my God, you guys, the plastic surgery. This is great. You can't make this shit up. That's the thing.
If I may show exhibit number 7.
Well, that's the photographs. You never disclosed it.
22 photographs that we discussed earlier.
I'm gonna let him show the photographs.
For the record.
What's that?
I'm sorry, for the record, read that.
Oh,
So there's some kerfuffle here. Yeah, another thing. So these attorneys, again, did not prepare anything. So the exhibits are a mess. And I wonder if they even, dude, look, the judges, are we laying them for foundation or what? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we fucking doing? Are we stipulating? Okay. So I think we're going to get a picture. Wait, not yet. It looks like. Okay, now guys, finally we get to see the plaintiff. Y'all ready? You guys, look at what she's wearing. Okay.
Go to the building. Can accompany people from my office to take photographs of the incident.
Yes.
And the purpose of taking the photographs were to show where the incident occurred and to give the jury understanding of what kind of building we're looking at, we're dealing with.
Yes.
And you feel it's important that they see that?
Absolutely.
Government published that.
You may have thought that they were referencing pictures of her face because the previous question before they got to the whole picture kerfuffle was, did she have to have plastic surgery? And she said yes. But no, it's pictures of the building where this occurred. Oh my God.
you only heard the
Yes.
on in Zen Dreaming. I'm so sorry. I have it on the auto volume thing, and also the volume on the court feed here jumps back and forth. But I will try not to talk so loud. But also, welcome on in if you're new.
Okay, I'm just going to show Exhibit 7-001. Ms. Ellis, is this the photograph that we discussed, which is the outside of the building where you worked at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard, Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Okay, 7-002, is this a closer picture of the same building?
Correct.
And this is a 6-story building in the city of Beverly Hills. It's an older building, correct?
Correct.
And then 7-003, you're getting closer to the front.
Correct.
7-004, is that the front entrance of the building where you work?
Yes.
Okay, 7-005, another photograph of the same front, closer up.
Yes.
7-006, you see that photograph? Is that the inside of the lobby of the building where you work?
Yes.
And 7-007, was that security booth there when you worked there? Do you remember?
It was.
Did you sit behind that security booth?
I did.
And on the date of the incident, were you wearing your uniform?
Yes.
7-007 is a photograph of that booth where you sit. 7-008,
I think that sign is pretty funny. I mean, when I saw that, like, I'm just thinking, like, how often do you think she was just like taking a break or whatever and just put that sign up? Like, I just feel like that probably happened quite often. Personal opinion.
was that sign there on the date when you worked there?
Yes.
7-009, these are the elevators that guests and visitors of the building would take to get upstairs, is that correct?
Yes.
And on the day of the incident, do you remember if you took the elevator to get to the 5th floor or maybe took the stairs? Do you remember?
I'm not sure.
All right, if I can take, we're going to skip. Just roughly get past. 7-010, is this a photograph of the elevator which Cardi B got out of on February 24, 2018?
Yes.
And that's the elevator that you entered, correct?
Yes.
It's a relatively small elevator, isn't it?
Yes.
And 7-011, is that a photograph of the elevator area where the incident took place that we took recently?
Yes.
And obviously on the day of the incident, you were there, it was a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Was it this way with garbage all around or not?
Not at that time, no.
7012 and 7013 and 7014 and 7015 are photographs of the hallway leading up to the elevator bay, correct?
Yes.
And did Miss Cardi B walk down the hallway after she spoke with you and came back, or did everything happen right at the elevator bay?
She did. She came out and looked around, and then when she heard what I said, she turned back around to approach me.
Cool. If we could go to 7-021. This is where the entire incident took place, correct?
Yes.
And on the date of the incident, sorry, after the incident happened, were you intending to sue?
No.
Is that why you didn't take photographs? Why didn't you take photographs of the cut to your face or any injury you sustained after the assault and battery?
Repeat the question, sir.
Why did you not take photographs of the scar after the incident?
I was upset. I was a lot going on. I'm not sure.
And you were not intending to sue, is that correct?
No.
Were you intending to sue Cardi B at that moment when the incident occurred?
No, I was not.
Justin, keep anyone that yes, she did just say that there were no photographs taken of her quote unquote injuries after this event. Also, what do you guys think about her demeanor so far on the stand?
In addition to being a security guard, did you have an interest in criminal justice?
Yes.
What were the classes that you took or were going to take?
I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice administration.
And after this incident, did you continue on that path?
I chose a different career field.
What is your current career at this time?
I work in social services.
What do you do? Who do you work with?
I work with low-income families to access resources.
Did Miss Cardi B, after this incident, post different things about you to her fans?
She did.
And how many different instances?
Probably about 2.
And did you do the same thing back to her?
Never.
Wow.
After the incident, did you seek medical treatment from a psychologist, Nicole McKenzie?
Yes.
And that was approximately 2 months after.
She had to seek psychological treatment, and just the way she's just sitting there on the stand, and the way she's just spinning that chair, her facial expression to me looks like she's about to like kill everybody in that courtroom. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, she's like this is wild. I've never seen anything like it. And then just the spinning around in the chair. But now here we are about how she had to seek psychological treatment. You know,
Correct.
sorry, sometimes, when we have people who are potentially a plaintiff and they're maybe going to be filing a lawsuit that maybe isn't all that credible. Oftentimes you would have a plaintiff that, at least for better or worse, actually can try to make it seem like something happened, or at least pretend to be sympathetic. I mean, we see this all the time, even in criminal trials, right? Where people pretend to be sympathetic. I don't understand. This is like being in an alternate universe, completely alternate universe. This is just so bizarre. I don't even know. Yeah, entitled. That's a good word for it. Definitely entitled. Yep.
What did Dr. McKenzie do for you?
She provided therapy, counseling therapy.
Was it helpful?
I believe it was at the time.
Before the incident, did you
At the time? So do you believe now that it wasn't helpful? I mean,
ever have any type of psychological or psychiatric medical treatment?
Can I answer it? Okay. Something happened with my sister and a neighbor. My family was given therapy on behalf of that. That was all I can recall.
And how long ago was that before the incident?
Over 10, 15 years ago before the incident.
So approximately what year was that?
I'm not sure.
And was there a gap?
well, if anyone's wondering why this matters, if you were to try to pretend that this was a normal civil trial where there were legitimate allegations being made from the plaintiff of let's just say, assault, right? And where somebody has gone through some psychological trauma, understandably so, and they've now been seeking therapy, maybe they have PTSD, what have you. And let's just say that this was all legitimate, right? In those cases, it will come into question, and it's fair game, as so to speak, as to what other traumatic events have happened in their lifetime prior that they sought therapy for. Why? Well, because if you're the defendant, again, in a normal civil case, you might be hoping to show that potentially that the therapy and treatment that they sought after the alleged incident was still due to prior incidents that had nothing to do with the event in question, if that makes sense. Again, none of that's really relevant here, but it's almost like they're just pretending like it's like play acting. It's like pretending like there's any type of trial happening here. It's great. It's great.
The completion of
Oh, so yeah, like I mentioned, right? There's like all kinds of glitches with the court feed. This is the court feed having issues. So I'm just gonna jump ahead until the issues resolve themselves.
Sustained. Please disregard the prior answer.
Did you go to Nicole McKenzie because you were assaulted and battered on February 24th of 2018 by Cardi?
Objection.
Overruled.
Answer. Yes.
Did you go there for any other reason?
No.
So Kat Randall's asking, are we going to see before and after from the surgeon within a certain time frame? Well, first of all, we don't even hear from the surgeon. We hear, well, there is one doctor that comes to testify, but it's not, I'm trying to make sure I'm saying this correctly. It's not like the person who was supposed to have done, like, I guess this quote unquote plastic surgery was like deceased or something, apparently. But nonetheless, you know, as far as I believe they end up showing one picture of her face during this entire trial. And apparently, and I was driving when this came up, so I didn't see the picture. So it'll be great. I'll be surprised as well. I heard it, but I didn't see it. But from what it sounded like, this picture was basically useless. But you know, if there was going to be nothing to show anyway, and you're the plaintiff, maybe a useless, crappy, you know, low resolution photo is the way to go, and just hope that the jurors can use their imagination, which actually is what her attorney ends up trying to argue, like use your imagination that the scar is there type of thing. You know, of course, the other thing is she's sitting there on the witness stand and y'all can see her face and the jury can see her face. And I'll be honest, while her demeanor leaves something to be desired and her case is crap, her skin is flawless, like for real. So, you know.
And around that time, did you also seek medical treatment from Dr. John Scher?
I did.
And he's a cosmetic plastic surgeon?
He is. He was, yes.
Is it your understanding that he died in 2021?
Speaking of him, dying.
Yes.
And when you saw him, did he advise you that you needed to wait at least 1 year to determine if the cut became a scar?
Objection, hearsay, and pleading.
Why don't you rephrase the question?
Did Dr. Scher ask you to return approximately 1 year after he saw you for the first time?
He did.
Why did he ask you to wait 1 year?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know why he asked you to wait for a whole year before seeking medical treatment?
Objection, explanation.
He said he didn't want to treat it prematurely and for me to come back.
Did the scar become a keloid?
I mean, y'all look at her skin. I mean, her skin is perfection, right? Yeah, 100%. And I believe at some point during her testimony, she actually even says something like the scar is still there. It's just faded or whatever, which is really bold claim to make when you're saying the scar, like if memory serves, right? We'll hear it. But like they're looking at your face, you know?
It made a scar, yes.
Do you know if it's called a keloid or you're not sure?
I'm not sure if it's on a keloid.
Before the incident of February 24th, 2018, did you have any scars to your left cheek?
Never.
Did you have any scars anywhere in your face?
Never.
The objection, facts, not evidence. Like there's no, and again, in normal trials, there would be proof of this, right? Like a normal plaintiff would have been prepared with, here's pictures from as close as possible to the event in question where you could see their face. And then they would also have taken pictures immediately after the actual event. Think of like your Amber Heard, right? And Deppy Heard, right? And it's like, you know, Amber's pictures were never at the events that she alleged that were the most serious. There was never, she didn't go seek medical treatment. She didn't take pictures at that time. Anyway, it's just, although having said that, Amber made us, this is saying a lot, Amber's case was, even though it was fabricated, much stronger than this one. At least Amber tried to gaslight the jury, you know, failed. Anyways, this is just bizarre.
At some point, well, straight. Do you remember the pandemic in April of 2020?
I do.
Do you remember that there was a period of time where elective medical treatment
This dude, I'm speeding him up a little bit here. Elective medical treatment was on pause, as we all probably remember.
was not allowed?
Yes.
What about the cost of the treatment? Could you afford to pay $15,000, $20,000 to get plastic surgery for your face?
No.
Did Dr. Mulliken agree to treat you on a lien basis?
He did.
And when you got medical treatment on a lien basis, is it your understanding that regardless of the outcome of the case, you still owe Dr. Mulliken the fees for the treatment that he did? Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Oh, that was leading. So let me just explain this. So the captions put L-E-A-N. It would be actually L-I-E-N. So what this means is that the doctor agreed to treat her, that she wouldn't have to pay the money at the time, and that in the event that she brought a lawsuit and somehow miraculously won, right, the payment to the doctor would come from, you know, the damages. But as the question he's asking is basically, is she still on the hook for that regardless? And Kitsmits is here. Happy to see you, my friend. How's it going? How's it going? So happy to see you.
Did you also see a pain management doctor for one visit?
I did.
Did you also treat with different psychologists, including Alex, Avila, and other psychologists on October 8th, 22 through?
Why are we naming one and not all? Different psychologists. And then he names one and others. Like, what is going on?
July 2nd of 23?
Objection. It's a violation of the order of any motion to eliminate.
Objection, this is nonsensical.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Did you
Doesn't
seek
matter.
treatment from psychologists, including Alex, Avila, and other psychologists from October 8th, 22 through July 2nd of 23?
Second objection.
Overruled.
Correct, yes.
And for that psychological treatment, did Dr. Avila's office agree to treat you on a lien basis?
They did, yes.
For Nicole McKenzie, did you, would it be medical bills totaling $5,087 for her office for medical treatment that you received related to this incident?
Objection. Amy, tax foundation.
Sustained.
Is it your understanding that your total medical bills related to this incident are $36,000?
You need to start with the foundation. We need to establish what she knows now.
Did you receive medical bills at your home from these different medical providers?
I'm not sure.
Did some of the medical providers send you bills to your home?
I'm sure, yes.
Did some of the medical providers that I mentioned advise you of the amounts that they were charging you for their medical treatment?
Yes.
Was the medical treatment that you received from these medical providers beneficial to you?
It was.
Do you still suffer from psychological issues related to this incident? Objection.
Sustained.
I do, yes.
The objection is sustained. Sustained.
The judge says sustained that you don't answer.
I apologize.
How often, since this incident, February 24th of 2018,
So I'm getting the sense that he's out of questions, right? He's out of questions. He has no plan. And you'll see this with this attorney, right? Where he's out of questions. But for some reason, he just feels like he should just keep talking. It's just, again, it's just surreal. So he either will, sometimes you'll see him ask a question he's already asked, right? So asked and answered. Or you might see him just like make something up out of thin air that is completely objectionable or violates the motion to eliminate, or, I mean, any number of things. I just don't, it's craziness. It's insanity.
how often do you see your grandmother, Diane Schmidt?
Objection. Otherwise.
Overruled.
Once a month
And where does she live?
in Las Vegas.
And she's here today to testify on your behalf.
She is.
Do you know how old your grandmother is?
79.
Do you have respect for authority?
Objection. Sustained.
Where does your grandmother live?
Las Vegas.
You have respect for authority.
Do you ever visit your grandmother in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Okay. this business. Again, I remember listening to this and being like, oh my God, okay, let me back this up. So the grandmother somehow is made into like a central figure for the plaintiff's case in chief. I guess when you've got literally less than nothing.
Do you have respect for authority?
Assistant.
Where does your grandmother live?
Okay. So where does your grandmother live, right?
Vegas?
Do you ever visit your grandmother in Las Vegas?
Yes.
And for what reason did you visit Las Vegas to visit your grandmother?
To check on her, she's a senior.
Do you take
Said about the grandmother being in Las Vegas again. He asks it several times.
any medication or drugs?
No.
Do you drink alcohol regularly?
No.
Boy, she's so believable, not? I mean, she looks like she's like waiting in line at the DMV, filling out, like answering questions to the clerk or something. Like this is, honestly, I feel like most people will be even more joyful, relatively speaking, in that situation than the type of attitude she's giving here. Like this is a craziness.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your expectations are when you work security at that building on February 24th of 2018?
God.
Are you asking me
What are
what my
we-
duties today?
What were your expectations?
Even she's like, what are you fucking asking me?
What was your expectation from visitors or guests who were coming to that building on that day?
Assistant.
When you worked security on February 24th of 2018, did the owner hire you to do security for them?
Yes.
And why did they hire you? Objection, public speculation.
Great. Yeah, exactly. Well, like,
And after this incident, you decided to discontinue working as a security guard. We're not blaming it on the incident, but we're saying that, I want to be clear, that after this incident, you have decided that you're no longer going to work as a security guard, correct?
Yes.
And before the incident happened, did you have that intention, or did that intention come about
Oh,
after the
for
incident?
God's sake.
It came after the incident. I had plans of promoting, moving up, definitely staying at that job.
Did you, well, I'll strike that. Did you ever want to become a police officer?
I did.
Do you still want to become a police officer?
No.
And why is that?
I was deeply traumatized about what happened.
Oh my God, this is just so much.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your trauma
She goes, I was deeply traumatized. Like,
that you suffered from this incident?
Yes. I deal with anxiety, deal with depression. I have post-traumatic stress. I have a scar on my face. I deal with
it
insomnia.
is, remember, guys? Like I said, remember earlier when I said that I think she actually testifies that she still has a scar? Let me back it up. There it is. Because we were talking earlier about how her complexion, as we've seen, because we're looking at her when it shows her skin is flawless. And I was like, I think she even testifies that she still has a scar when the jury's looking right at her with her glowing, flawless skin. There it is.
I have post-traumatic stress. I have a scar on my face.
I don't know.
I deal with insomnia. Things like that.
Do you believe that the incident,
I agree,
well, sorry, are you single at this time?
I am.
Were you single at the time of the incident?
guys. And it's like, I remember hearing this question when this was happening. And I was like, again, I was like listening in the background at work as I was like filing things. And I remember this question and I'm like, oh my God, I know where this is going. And you've got to be kidding me. Did you guys all see this coming? It's like, are you really? Like, the way in which this attorney is trying to stretch this complaint into being like the worst case. I mean, by worst, I mean worst for the plaintiff, as in the most catastrophic case ever, case of abuse, quote unquote. I mean, this, like, I just like, I could see this coming, and it's like a car accident and you can't look away. It's like, oh my God, or a train wreck that you can't look away. It's like, I know exactly where he's going with this. And I'm just like internally screaming, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I'm not sure.
Do you believe that this incident has an effect on your future ability to have a partner? Objection.
You guys, You guys. I mean, wow.
That's foundation culture.
Assisting.
Do you expect Cardi B to pay for your medical bills?
Assisting.
It really does.
Aside from calling you the N-word, spitting at you, taking a swing at you, cutting your face with a fingernail, is there anything else that she did on February 24th, 2018 to you?
I mean, the whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
She did a lot that day. You heard it there first, guys. She did a lot that day.
Did she ever apologize for what you did?
Never.
Did you want her to apologize?
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
God, all right, here comes Cross, guys. Cross, cross.
And okay, I'm just looking.
Basically, Kat Randall's is saying, did he just ask if she can't get? No, I was saying basically, it's like, yeah, I mean, we're looking at her, right? It's like basically, yeah, he's this question is, and it is, you know, insinuating that due to this hideous scar on her face, you know, quote unquote, it's ruined her life and she can't get laid or whatever, you know. It really is asking of the jury to have an imagination beyond belief, to be honest. It's just, you know, we ask a lot of our juries. There was a lot being asked of this jury from the plaintiff side to just completely suspend disbelief and launch into another, you know, like the Lexus shooting off into space. That's where Ron, the plaintiff's attorney, wanted this jury to be and was hoping to get them there. Like Lexus blasting off into space type of thing. That's what it would have taken, you know?
With the slide adjustment. Good afternoon, Ms. Ellis. Your lawyer showed you photos of the building that you were working on as a security guard in February 2018. Do you know the name of the building?
I don't know the name.
Was it Beverly Hills Medical Center?
It could have been.
It was a medical facility, right?
Yes.
And the incident that you claim happened that day happened at approximately 1:30 p.m.
Approximately, yes.
And you knew at the time, when you saw Cardi B, that she was going to a medical appointment, correct?
I didn't know where she was going, but she was at the,
And you understood that she was going to a medical appointment, right?
she was going to an appointment, yes.
And it was a medical building, right?
Yes.
And your deposition was taken, and you said that you testified under oath in your deposition. Let me ask, do you remember your deposition was taken in this action?
Yes.
Do you remember taking an oath at the deposition to tell the truth?
Yes.
And that under the same penalties of perjury that apply in this courtroom, for example, correct?
Yes.
And you testified that you understood when you saw Cardi B that she was going to a medical appointment, right?
Yes.
Now, after this incident, you talked to your supervisor at Allied, right?
Yes.
And she told you to submit a incident report, correct?
Oh my God, the incident report, you guys, this is one of the best parts. I don't remember if they are able to get into it at this point, but everything surrounding this incident report is pure gold, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yes.
And you emailed an incident report to your supervisor 2 days later, right?
I don't know about 2 days, but I sent it to her, yes.
Yes.
An incident report.
And it was by email.
I'm not sure how she received it.
How did you
Your
do
Honor,
it?
may I'd like to show the witness the incident report that she did not produce in discovery.
Okay, so a number of things. So she did not produce it in discovery. You know, think about it, right? Okay. She's the plaintiff. She's got all these allegations, right? She's submitting an incident report 2 days after the actual, you know, event in question, right? In normal circumstances, right, in a real case, the plaintiff would have produced that, A, because it's required, right, in discovery, but also because normally you would want to present that. It would support your case. Here, she didn't produce it in discovery. Okay.
Refresh your recollection.
I would object to that based on
Right.
authenticity. It's not her document.
I think you did it. Refresh my recollection. Overruled.
We've got no photos taken right after this alleged incident, on behalf of the plaintiff. And then we've got, she did have this incident report, right? 2 days later. I mean, that's better than, what we had was nothing. So now we have this 2 days after the fact, an incident report written to her supervisor that she tried to basically hide from the defense.
This is a document that we got an ally pursuant to a trial subpoena. And it's not in the book. So let me provide a copy.
Well, then they've got this, I think they've got another little kerfuffle here. Okay, so does that refresh your memory?
18?
Okay,
Do you recall that now?
I don't, but I'm looking at what you gave me.
And that's your email address, right?
Yes,
And it's addressed to your supervisor, Jasmine?
yes,
And it's dated February 24, 2018? So I apologize, it's dated February 26, 2018, and the subject is 224-18 incident report. You see that?
okay. I see it, yes.
Now, before we talk more about that incident report, do you remember receiving, in this case, discovery requests that you had to verify under oath, where people asked you questions and about documents?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's see if we can refresh your recollection. With what's this? Client's response.
Which one is it?
If I may,
Okay, so just some more disasters happening here, approaching. Okay, all right.
under oath, that the statements in the response, excuse me, are true and correct?
I'm sorry, were you asking me?
Is that your signature on the last page here?
Yes,
And you verified that, you signed stating that under penalty of perjury, the statements in the document are true, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Again, the court feed having some
Look at it.
all
You
these.
could please look at pages 5 and 6. The plaintiff has no emails related to this lawsuit.
Are you asking about this email on the paper?
I'm asking you about the response. You made a discovery in this case stating that under oath you have no emails that relate to this incident. Is
Well,
that
that's
correct?
correct. I don't have access to this email anymore.
Okay. So you're, well, okay. Let's go back. Actually, we have one other response, another sworn response. Your Honor, I would like to show the witness plaintiff's responses to defendant Cardi B's special interrogatories, which rather than asking for documents, ask for information. May I approach?
Go ahead.
What is the date of the document?
Oh my God.
It was served on January 3rd.
Okay, again, more nonsense with what is getting their shit together. Okay, so that her signature, yes. Okay, so this is where the plaintiff said, she had no emails related to the incident. Okay.
I'm not sure if I said that in this document, but
Could you please look at pages 4 to 5?
So basically, it's one of those things where like he's giving her a document where she signed this, saying that she had no emails related to this incident. So she's just like her strategy. It's like a toddler. Her strategy is like, I'm just gonna not look at it and not read it, and then tell you I don't see it here. Basically, like this is wild. I remember this very well.
In fact, you say it 5 times. If memory serves, it's in bold.
okay.
And you never produced the email that you sent to your supervisor on February 26th in 2018 in this lawsuit, did you?
I don't have access to that email, sir.
My question to you is, did you ever produce that email?
I'm not sure if I know what you're asking.
Did you ask, you had discovery obligations in this, did you ask Allied for a copy of the email that you are now testifying you couldn't access?
I wasn't in communication with Ally.
Okay, so let's talk about what you said on the email to your supervisor 2 days after the incident. you look at page 1, it states that you were the daytime guard on duty at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. You were on patrol.
Okay, so this is really important. So this, we're getting to the statements that she made in this incident report to her supervisor that she tried to essentially hide, right?
And I had, quote unquote, I had 2 cell phones, the work phone and also my personal phone. I had my cell phone to my ear. Do you see that language?
Okay,
Do you see the language?
I see it, yes.
And you wrote that 2 days after the incident?
I don't remember writing this, but if this is what you have, then
Your Honor, I would ask that you read the whole sentence for completeness.
Well, I don't have it in front of me, so I don't know that, but.
Well, that's the portion I intend to read. I mean, he's welcome to read whatever he wants to read.
Well, he's just reading half a sentence. It would be unfair for me.
Why don't you provide a copy?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, let me actually include the declaration that came with it. About like. Sorry. Too much stuff.
Why is nobody ready? Okay. All right. So we talked about the first, it's a narrative. Woo!
It does appear to be a narrative, so if you want to read everything in context of it.
Should I read it or are you asking me to read it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. And just that sentence, Your Honor?
Just read it, whatever it is, make sure it's just the context.
Okay, thank you. Again, the context is that you stated in this that you are a daytime guard on duty at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. Per usual, I was conducting a routine patrol of the building premises, and as part of that patrol, I checked the rooftop, all tenant levels, and parking garages. At approximately 13:30 hours, and just to clarify, that is 1:30, correct?
yes.
I was finishing a patrol on the 5th floor of the building. In my hand, I had 2 cell phones, a US work phone, and I also had my personal cell phone. I held my cell phone to my ear, checking my voicemail because my mother is recovering from cancer and is in chemotherapy, so sometimes I don't get the calls and have to check the voicemails. You remember that?
I'm reading it with you, yes.
And are you telling me you have no recollection of this 2-page email detailing the event that you sued over?
I remember writing an incident report and sending it over.
Well, do you recall also that you produced in this case your T-Mobile?
So also, her mom testifies, and y'all let me know if you remember something differently, but I don't recall when her mom testified, I don't recall her ever talking about having cancer, first of all. Additionally, I find it noteworthy that in this statement, right, for what it's worth, she's saying she basically had 2 cell phones up to her face, right? Which, picture that, right? You've got a cell phone in each hand, both of them are up to your face. That would cover what, I don't know, your face, right? Like that would cover your face, both sides of your face. So there's that.
Cell phone records, correct?
Yes.
And if I could,
Oh, interesting.
I believe that's something we can display because it is an exhibit.
Can you share, Your Honor, may I ask if they can share the exhibit number, please?
So why don't we, just to move things along, why don't we take our afternoon break now?
Ah.
We're going to take an afternoon break.
The judge is like, I can't anymore. We're going to take a break. Okay, great. They're going to take a break. I think they have some more discussion about these exhibits.
Respond, as Peter said, this is detailed, it's not going to be filed to the court. Letter after letter after letter, he did not respond to. He already filed his documents to the court on Tuesday when he's leaving.
Right. So there's just back and forth with these attorneys because it's just a disaster, basically. I think we can skip ahead because we're going to get plenty of Ron, aka the plaintiff's attorney, being a disaster when we watch actual trial testimony. So yeah, it's just basically a mess. Okay.
5 exhibit books today. I gave him one and I distributed it to the court.
Although actually this part is worth hearing. This is like towards the end of it. And this part sums it up about you guys. They even, y'all.
Our own unjoined jury instructions and everything. So it is extremely confusing, I understand that, but there is no agreed upon joint exhibit list. There is no agreed upon joint witness list. Our witness list, for example, includes Tierra Malcolm, hits us, things like that.
Okay. Do you have all their exhibits now?
Yes, sir. I'm not clear.
You guys, did y'all, so there's no agreed upon like joint witness list or joint exhibit list. Like, what are we doing? It's as if these people woke up this morning, by this morning, I mean the morning of day 1 of trial, Not expect, there was no lawsuit, there was no trial. They were just expecting to go about their day. And they were like, hey, guess what? You've got trial in 2 minutes, go. I mean, honestly, I feel like some people could still be better prepared with that much notice. Like, this is insanity.
The court's order says we're supposed to bring them 5 books today. I brought 5 exhibit books today. I gave him 1, and I distributed it to the court. And he's giving me his book. So I don't know what he's talking about. But what I do notice is throughout this cross-examination is just springing on things. I don't know if it's for impeachment or not, but that's my concern. When I ask him, where is it in the exhibit book? He
So
can't
that, and I think that was one of the points the court made earlier. I don't want interrogatories and RFPs to be exhibits because they're not.
They aren't included in the exhibit book.
And so you just, I think your obligation is to specifically identify the caption and the date it was served. I think that's.
So it's just a mess, as you guys can see. Okay. We need to put our heads together. Well, okay, so the doctor.
Well, the evidence is that if you're talking about Dr. Vila, he was not a treating physician. That's
He was specified that he was. So.
well, that's because he's trying to do an end run around the exclusion of
Okay.
Dr. Vila.
All right. Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. In my defense, Your Honor, all of these things.
You guys, he says in my defense. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. In my defense, Your Honor, all of these things I disagree with. I'm not going to get into the details. All I can say is Dr. Avila did treat my client, and he signed the report in the bill, and that's why I asked her about it. So.
Okay.
And if I may, just because I know you've got a lot of cases, Dr. Vila was never identified as an expert. He then tried to replace Dr.
We've gone over this.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This judge has got to be like, am I stuck in a nightmare? Like, I'm going to wake up anytime, right? Like, am I going to wake up? This is craziness. Okay. So they're having their break, and then we're back to this lovely plaintiff, you guys. Yeah. I mean, Kit Smith is saying that the Ron, plaintiff's attorney, says at one point that this trial wasn't real to him yet. Well, I think it still isn't real to him, even though it's already happened. I think it will never be real to him.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're back in the record on the Ellis matter. Counsel and the parties are present, as are the members of our jury. Ms. Ellis, you're on the stand, and you're reminded you're still under oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You want to resume your cross-exam?
Let's back up just a little. One second.
Right?
So, on that day in February of 2018, when you were on duty as a security guard, you were wearing black boots, right?
Yes.
And you testified earlier when your counsel was asking you questions that you had a earpiece and you were checking voicemail. Well, I'm sorry, let's see. That you had an earpiece in your head when you saw Cardi, right?
Yes.
And you were, but then in the incident report, we saw that you wrote that you had your phone to your ear, correct?
Okay.
Is that correct?
That's what it says on the paper, yes.
Yes.
On the paper that you wrote.
If you look at that incident report at the very top, it says from Emani Ellis, Emani Ellis at gmail.com. That's your personal email account, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is doing incident reports a normal practice in the security guard business?
When something happens, yes.
In fact, you do daily activity reports as a security guard?
Yes.
So the reports are very important, right?
Yes.
And in the incident report, when you were reporting back to your supervisor, you said that you were checking your voicemail, right?
That's what the email says.
That you wrote.
Email the court your name, right? Reporting on the incident that you have sued over.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If we could turn in the blue book to Trial Exhibit 200. You see it?
Yes.
And that's a letter from your lawyer to me.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
And if you go to the page that has a lot of blacked out entries, Is it correct that that is a portion of your T-Mobile invoice, including for February 24, 2018?
Yes.
And you see that at 1:30, you received a call, and that lasted, what, 22 minutes?
Objection, Your Honor. The document does not say 1:30.
Objection.
Well, maybe my glasses are, I need to get a new prescription. Do you see the entry? It's 1:10 p.m. for 22 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, that was a phone call that you received and talked on the phone for 22 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And at 1:40, you made an 8-minute phone call?
Yes.
Okay. And whose phone number is that?
Which time are you referring to?
310-403-3656.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yes, absolutely, I apologize. 310-403-3656.
I don't know who the number belongs to, but it's probably a family member of mine.
Is that Nicholas Jackson's phone number?
Probably yes.
Okay, if we could go back. And you testified that you said, when you saw Cardi B, you said something to the effect of, wow, that was Cardi B.
Something to the effect of that.
And at that point, as a security guard, you knew it would have been improper for you as a security guard to tell people that Cardi was a patient at a medical facility, correct?
I didn't tell anyone that I saw her.
Could you please answer the question, though? I can repeat it if you like.
Okay.
Isn't it true that as a security guard who had been trained, as you said, and worked for 4 years, you knew it would have been improper for you to tell people that Cardi B was a patient at a medical facility?
Objection, asked answer.
That was not answered.
It would be improper, but I did not tell anyone I saw her.
Move to strike.
Oh, God.
So now I just want you to answer the question, okay? Well, if you can answer the question with a yes or no question, please answer yes or no.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you
So
understood,
basically, right, the whole point is like, just answer the question that's asked. It's up to your attorney to rehabilitate you on redirect. However, the likelihood of that happening, also though, this witness, I don't think has any clue that that's a thing for many reasons. And so it's all just a moot point anyway, but basically she needs to just answer the question. And, you know, if she doesn't get rehabilitated, it doesn't matter because there's no saving her anyway. And there's no saving her case anyway. So
when you saw Cardi B,
And-
that she thought that
MCAT says this trial should be an SNL skit. And I think MCAT said she hadn't seen the whole thing. Just wait. We haven't seen anything yet. We have not seen anything yet. I know it's hard to believe, but there's, yeah.
you were using your phone to tell people that she was at a medical facility, correct?
Yes.
And as I understand it, you denied that you used your cell phone to photograph or film Cardi B on that day, is that correct?
That's not true. I didn't record her or film her.
The question was, is it correct that you denied using your personal cell phone to photograph or videotape Cardi B on February 24, 2018?
Yes.
Objection, big enough to use.
And isn't it correct that you don't have that phone, right? You no longer have that phone, you disposed of it. You can't show us that phone and show that you don't have any photographs or videos of Cardi B, isn't that correct?
Yes.
And rather than simply leaving, you stepped out of the elevator and told Cardi B to repeat what she said. Say it again. Isn't that what you did?
No.
Try to get on
Look at the
camera.
incident report.
If you look at the incident report, do you think she's going to push back again? Again, she wrote the incident report, so
Quote, you see the second paragraph? I stepped out of the elevator and asked her to repeat what she said to me, and so she did, angrily putting her finger in my face and yelling at me. Do you see that?
I stepped out of the elevator to clarify.
And you told her, say that again, right?
I don't remember saying say that again.
And your testimony was that you and Cardi B yelled at each other for 30 seconds?
She yelled at me. My voice was firm because I was upset.
Are you denying that you testified at your deposition and stated to Dr. McKenzie that you were yelling and cursing at Cardi B?
I'm not denying it. I just wanted to clarify.
Oh my God, I cannot.
And as you were yelling at Cardi B and people stepped out of her doctor's office, one of them stepped in between you to separate you two, isn't that correct?
Yes, because she was in my face.
And the people came out of
Ma'am?
the women's care doctor's office?
Employees came out from the 5th floor. I would assume they were from women's care.
And the woman who stepped in between you came out of that office?
I believe it was her, yes.
And you testified in your deposition that Cardi B spit at you after the other people came out of the doctor's office, isn't that correct?
She did.
Okay, so this is important because now we're getting to a part, of course, none of this came up in her direct examination. All of the details of the alleged altercation, none of that, right? But this is, like how the heck, okay. So this is actually really important, right? Because now we've got witnesses. Now we've got witnesses who came out, right, with all the commotion. And according to this plaintiff, right, after these witnesses came out, Cardi B spat on her. So now we're going to have witnesses who would have seen or not seen that, and they are going to be testifying later on as well.
Responsive. And if
Why don't you just clarify the question?
you testified at your deposition under oath, you said at that point that Cardi B spit at you after the other people came to intervene in the argument. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And yet in the report, you state I advised Cardi B that she needed to get her finger out of my face because I had not did anything to her. She then responded by spit at me. That's how it's spelled. And as a result, I became angry and yelled out to her to leave me alone and go on about her business. A few moments later, I remember a few people coming out and trying to separate us. That's what you said in your email, correct?
Correct.
And you stated in your incident report that Cardi B's nails were 3 inches long that day?
They were.
I love this. This is great. The whole thing with the nails is one of my faves. Just.
Your Honor, if we could ask for an admonition for the witness to answer the questions I'm asking.
Yeah, so please just focus on the question and answer the question asked.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the question is, you claimed in the incident report that Cardi's nails were 3 inches long that day. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And you testified at your deposition that Cardi pointed her fingernail at your face, right?
Yes.
And you state in your February 26, 2018 incident report, bear with me for a second.
So MCAT is asking who attacked you. So this plaintiff is alleging that Cardi B attacked her. And for anyone who missed the beginning, we heard at the end of the defense opening statements that the plaintiff, her description of the event, right, was it started out, or at one point under oath, she said that Cardi B, quote, beat her about the head and face. And then that morphed into that Cardi B scratched her cheek, as in Cardi B scratched the plaintiff's cheek, scratched her nose. And then that changed into scratched her cheek. And then from there, it morphed into that Cardi B never touched her at all. So that's as far as that's the plaintiff's account. And as far as Cardi B's account, well, we will hear that from her. I think that Cardi B, had she wanted to countersue, right, this plaintiff, or even just outright sue her, if this, in other words, if anybody had grounds to sue here, Cardi B had actually multiple grounds, because you also have like the, potentially like an intentional infliction of emotional distress, maybe, or negligent. I mean, it really would be intentional. The way that this plaintiff filmed her and the whole thing about the pregnancy when it was still supposed to be, under wraps and all the rest. I mean, basically, Cardi B had every, I think, if anybody was going to be suing anybody, Cardi B had a lot of different approaches she could have taken, different grounds. And after the whole trial finishes, which again, it's not a long trial, Cardi B will actually address that when she speaks to the media afterwards, which we will of course watch.
I'm sorry, I have a marked copy of this one. I didn't make it with me. You state in your incident report that she scratched you on your nose, right?
Objection, this is the testimony of the witness.
Well, it's contrary to the, sorry, Your Honor.
Overruled.
You testified in this trial, that Cardi B cut your cheek. Yet you stated in your email to your supervisor on February 26, 2018, that Cardi B cut you on the nose. Isn't that true?
Objection, misstates the testimony.
Overruled.
She put her finger in my face.
Okay, first of all, you have testified.
All right, put her finger in my face. I love that he's like, okay, first of all, let's hear that. Jesus Christ.
She put her finger in my face.
Okay, first of all, you have testified here today under oath that Cardi B.
He is suing Cardi B for $24 million, guys.
Later, the Cardi B cut your cheek, your left cheek. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And you state in your report 2 days after the incident that she scratched your nose. Quote unquote, third paragraph. At this time, she continued to yell at me and point her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into my face, scratching my nose.
Yes, but into my face.
No.
Just everything after yes.
Overruled. Motion denied.
And you were clear at your deposition that you had changed the story to Cardi supposedly cutting your cheek, not her nose, right?
No.
You specifically testified to that, didn't you?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
At your deposition, you specifically testified that you were not scratched on your nose that day, you were scratched on your cheek.
She touched my nose, but she scratched my cheek.
Okay,
What?
in the incident report, you stated,
How many hands is she
scratching my
supposed
nose,
to,
right?
guys? Is Cardi B an octopus? How many hands is she supposed to be having right now?
Scratch my cheek.
Okay,
Hold on,
but
let's hear that
you-
again.
You were scratched. At your deposition, you specifically testified that you were not scratched on your nose that day, you were scratched on your cheek.
She touched my nose, but she scratched my cheek.
Okay, but in the incident report, you state scratching my nose, right? You have to answer honestly.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And in fact, you demonstrated at the deposition how Cardi B supposedly was nose to nose with you, but jabbed your cheek. Is that true?
Yes.
And if we could show
That
that.
makes no sense.
This is
physically.
a video of the deposition where plaintiff
Oh,
demonstrates how
boy.
she supposedly scratched on the cheek.
Yes, it is actually
That's the deposition.
Cardi's scissor hands. That's right, Cardi's. Oh my God, that's
We may have to come back to that.
Just you have to identify by page and line.
Well, it's,
So I will say this video from her deposition where she has to demonstrate the scratching business, this does get played. And I'm so happy to say that when this was played in trial, I didn't actually get to watch it because again, I was either driving or I was working, so I heard it. But I'm so happy to say I'll be surprised along with you guys when we get to it. I don't think it gets played yet, but it does get. I know it does get played, and so we have that to look forward to.
we'll have to come back to that because I don't have that.
Yeah.
I have the deposition video. Actually, you admitted at your deposition that there was no scar on your nose, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, we can play that back for you if you like. But
Oh my God.
did you testify at your deposition that there is no scar on your nose?
I'm not sure.
But remember, guys, she said on direct that there's a scar now, that she still has a scar. You can't make this shit up, guys. I mean, well, she's making it up, but you know what I mean.
We'll work on that. And in your response, your verified response to the written discovery that was served on you in this case, and specifically special interrogatories number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 25, 26, 27, and 28, that Cardi beat you about the head, face, and body.
I'm objecting because I don't have the number of special rod he's talking about, the set and the date.
I haven't get to it yet.
Oh, for fuck's
He's
sake.
asking her, I want to know what he's talking about.
Why don't you break your comments?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Why don't you break your comments specifically?
Okay.
Interrogatory.
Well, in light of counsel's objection, I can show the witness.
Okay, so there's going to be probably some more disaster here trying to figure out how to do this that they're doing, the interrogatory page. Cardi B is being such a good sport. It's really impressive. Look at her nails also, though. Now, in case anyone's wondering, because I'm sure I would have been thinking this again, I wasn't watching all of this at the time. I was listening, but had I been watching this at the time, I would be thinking to myself, well, certainly for this trial, she would be wearing, obviously, right? This would be a normal choice if you're a defendant, would be, let's make sure you're wearing shorter nails, right? Of your different nail length, let's make sure you're wearing the ones that are shorter and less pointy or whatever the fuck. And I would have probably seen this and thought, oh yeah, they just told her, wear your shortest nails, but like that's not realistic for her. But you know what is awesome? She's the real deal. And when she testifies, they go all into her nails, and she does not shy away from the type of nails that she wears and how she changes them up and da-da-da. And it's really clear that she's not just like trying to make it seem like her nails are something else than they weren't or whatever. Anyway, it's awesome. It's some of the most authentic testimony I've probably seen in a trial in a really long time. It's so authentic and refreshing. I can't wait. So anywho.
Was lawfully working as a security guard on or near the premises of the subject property
Mhm.
when defendant Nicholas
Yes,
Martinez Almanzar assaulted and battered plaintiff by violently, unlawfully, intentionally, suddenly, and maliciously striking her about the head, face, and body. Do you recall swearing to that under oath?
Yes.
Striking her about the head, face, and body, you guys. Striking her about the face, head, and body.
And
Oh my
we
God.
can go back to the way you demonstrated this alleged assault on your cheek at your deposition. If we could please play the video associated
Do it.
with
Video.
55 minutes, 9 seconds to 56 minutes, 6 seconds.
Is there a question next?
Oh, those are pages and lines, I'm sorry. Page 55.
I wonder if they actually I feel like they don't get to the video yet, but we'll see. So MCAT, sorry, is asking if Cardi's the next witness. So no, because this is the plaintiff's case in chief and she's the first witness. So having said that, the plaintiff's case in chief is not long. There's like a couple short witnesses. Like this entire trial, I think, is 4 days, but like if I recall, the 4th day is mostly deliberation. It's a really short trial. But basically it's like we have like the plaintiff's grandmother, I think maybe the plaintiff's mother. I can't recall if she has anybody. Oh, she has like one or two other people come in. It's not long. And then we get to Cardi. The vast majority of the trial is Cardi on the stand. Like she's on the stand for like 2 full days or something, and every single minute of it is pure gold. So so we will definitely be there soon.
Line 9 to page 56, line 6.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're on.
That's right. She's called as a hostile witness.
When Cardi put a finger in your face, where in your face was it?
She struck me on my nose and on my cheek. She wears her nails very long, very bedazzled, very sharp. So yes.
Dazzle.
And you said it made contact with your nose?
Yes, and my face.
And so 2 times she touched you?
Yes, so she was like this.
When you say like this, she put her finger?
Pointing, yes, so like this. Pointing her finger in my face, yes.
And it touched your nose?
Yes.
What part of your nose?
Whatever part of the nose that the nail landed on, yes.
Oh, I mean, is it the bottom, the middle, the top?
I'm not sure.
And which cheek did she touch?
My left cheek.
Oh God.
Thank you. Do you remember giving that testimony?
Yes.
How can she not be sure? Isn't she supposed to have an injury that required plastic surgery? You guys, hold on. Let me back this up. I'm still buffering. This is craziness. Okay, hold on.
2 times she touched you?
Yes, so she was like this.
When you say like this, she put her finger?
Pointing, yes. So
Y'all notice she like, this is her at the deposition, right? Notice she's doing the chair spinny thing. So clearly this is like her thing. She's spinning in the chair just like she did on the stand, or is doing on the stand.
like this. Pointing her finger in my face, yes.
And it touched your nose?
Yes.
What part of your nose?
Whatever part of the nose that the nail landed on, yes.
Oh, I mean, is it
So the question is, what part of your nose did the nail touch? And she says, whatever part the nail touched, basically.
the bottom, the middle, the top?
I'm not sure.
And which cheek did you?
I'm not sure. Was it the bottom, the middle, or the top? I'm not sure. Aren't you supposed to have a scar that required plastic surgery, though? Oh, pardon me. Let me correct myself. You testified 20 minutes ago that you still have a scar. Okay.
My left cheek.
Thank you.
Unreal.
Do you remember giving that testimony?
Yes.
I'm surprised she didn't deny it.
You can look at the incident report, but isn't it correct that in the incident report, You made no claim that Cardi struck you about the head and body.
Uh-oh, what's she gonna do?
I put in the incident report that she had her finger in my face and she struck my face.
She cut your nose, right? Isn't that what you put in the incident report? That she scratched your nose? I can read it again if you like.
I don't need you to read it.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure.
Is there anywhere in this incident report that you prepared and sent to your supervisor 2 days after this alleged incident that you said that Cardi struck your body?
And the incident report says that she struck me, yes.
Where?
It's in the paper.
I'm sorry?
It's in the report.
Where in the report?
I reported it that she had her finger in my face.
Oh my God, you guys.
I understand that, but let's set aside putting your finger in your face. Let's set aside supposedly scratching you on your nose that time. That was what you were saying. Is there anywhere in the report that says that Cardi on that day struck your body?
I'm not sure.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you read it?
Can you take a moment and look through it?
I love Kit Smith's earlier saying, what was it? Something to the effect of, it's like a toddler when they put their fingers in their ears, like, I can't hear you. It's like that. This is incredible to see from an adult on trial that was televised in front of the world with one of the most famous celebrities. Like, it blows my mind. She's not even she's like, well, I have to look at it, but I'm not going to actually read it because then I have to answer the question. So I'm just going to glare at it while I spin in my chair. Oh my God.
As I'm reading it, I reported that she put her 3-inch fingernails into my face. So that's what I remember reporting.
Well, let's be accurate. I mean, truth is important and accuracy is important. This report that you did 2 days after the incident claims that she put her 3-inch fingernails in your face and scratched you on the nose, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about immediately after the accident.
But Your Honor, I'm going to object. He said in the face, but the document says into the face. There's a difference.
Why don't you clarify the question?
Oh, fuck it.
In the incident report, the only scratch that you report is the scratch on your nose that you supposedly suffered that day, correct?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, she says. Also, as if there's not already enough wrong with this entire thing. It is one of my pet peeves, and we don't hear it all that often, but it's one of my pet peeves when an attorney repeatedly says, I'm going to object. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how they get in the habit of that. It makes literally no sense. And of course, right? Of course, her attorney can only object by saying it that way. He never says, I object. He only says, I'm going to object every time. And then there's never legal grounds, ever. It's just a speaking objection. Okay, let's keep going.
Need another moment to look at this?
I reported that she touched my face with her finger, sir.
Yeah, the question is, in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days afterwards that you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches were mentioned, correct?
Okay.
Wow.
Which is okay. You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay for the purposes of your question.
Now, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's move on.
Oh my God. I have to just say too, because Kit Smith's your comment. So she says, yeah, quote, I'm going to object, end quote. No, you are objecting right now, present tense. That immediately made me think of Wendy Bible with her switching tenses in her stupid book, and how I'm literally what I thought of was like, dude, Wendy and Ron need to like go hang out and like be confused about, are they in the past, present, or future? But I'm going to back it up so we can hear that part again.
You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay for the purposes of your question.
Now, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's move on. After the
Nope.
incident, you
Non-responsive.
don't even know if there was any blood, right?
It broke the skin.
Please, ma'am, miss, answer
Please, madam, ma'am, miss. Oh my God.
the question I'm asking. You testified at your deposition that you did not know if the alleged scratch, this time on your cheek, even bled. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And you didn't go to a doctor that day for this alleged assault battery, did you?
I saw a medical doctor, but not at the day of the incident.
Okay.
Right. So then the answer is no. I can't, you guys, this is just so Amber Heard, right? Like with the ENT and then all the rest. I sought medical treatment 12 years after the thing. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but only slightly between y'all. I love how she starts her answer with, I sought medical treatment, and then finishes her answer with, but not on the day of the incident. It's just.
Let's focus on the questions I'm asking you. You allege that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere.
Amazing.
Sometimes on the nose, sometimes
I'm sorry, the way he says this is great. Let's hear that.
that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere. Sometimes on the nose, sometimes on the cheek.
Yes!
And you went home and took a nap, right?
I was
That's what you
upset.
testified
Yes.
to deposition.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe called your mother, right? That's what you testified to, right?
Yes.
You didn't call your grandmother, though, did you?
No.
And the reason he's saying that is because the grandmother is the one who she's going to call as a witness to testify to her injuries. I have to say that I feel like Cardi B's defense counsel is going really easy on the snark and the, like, literally, he's being kind. Like, I mean, it's really, it must be taking a lot of restraint, composure, what have you, because, I mean, come on, right? Like, it. So that little bit of snark he had there with scratched somewhere is still so mild compared to what, you know, he or anyone else could be doing here on cross. It's more than she deserves. She does not deserve that amount of graciousness, if you will. Or grace, rather.
You never even put a Band-Aid on this alleged scratch, wherever it was, did you?
Objection calls for speculation.
No.
We need a Band-Aid.
When counsel was asked, your counsel was asking you questions today,
100% kits mitts.
he said that he basically elicited testimony from you that since you didn't think you were going to sue, you didn't take any pictures of your alleged injury in February 2018. Isn't that what you testified to?
Yes.
At your deposition, though, you testified you took pictures that day, and you can't find them. They disappeared somehow. Do you remember that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so I would like to have our technician, well, first of all, let's start at 16,
Okay.
16 lines, 18 to 20.
Any objection?
Yes, I would ask that you read both before and after, not just the specific.
So the only time we're not getting an I'm going to object is because he wasn't actually objecting. It wasn't until the court offered it. Like, the court offered it. Like, hey, wake up. You're supposed to be objecting. This is so funny.
Any objection?
Yes, I would ask that you read both before and after,
Or-
not just the specific lines that
You
you
know, pages 90, 130.
Right. So, of course, right? Because so Ron's like, yes, I would ask that you read both the before and after, not just this specific. And the court's like, so you object to completeness. Like, you guys. It's like he's described, you know, here, for example, he's describing the legal objection, but he can't say the legal objection. It makes literally no sense. It's completeness, the rule of completeness. That's fair. But why are you the way that you are, Ron? Yeah, I mean, maybe the medical.
Issue I have, Your Honor, is he's produced deposition transcripts to the court. He hasn't given me a copy of that.
Yes, we can do a copy of the transcript.
So now we're back to the disaster that is their exhibits and their just everything. You know, and I wonder, as far as her referencing medical treatment, it's really, we don't know what she's referencing. It could be her therapy appointments. It could be her microneedling. And we, you know, of course, unsurprisingly, you know, she just uses that blanket term to try to, you know, make it seem like she had all kinds of injuries or whatever, you know, and doesn't really specify. So now we've got another disaster, it seems like. And the court feed. Yeah. Let me see something real quick. Does Cardi come up? I don't think Cardi comes up on the stand. I'm just checking. God, the court feed cuts out again for another good portion. Okay, so let's see if we can finish out the day, considering a lot of it, the court feed is not there. I feel confident that we're probably not missing much. I mean, we're probably missing a lot of terribleness and things that we can laugh at and be like, don't do this as an attorney. But as y'all are probably seeing, it's a lot of the same and just different degrees of how bad. So yeah. Thanks. Yeah, a $24 million payday.
Did you take any pictures of your face at the time?
I did take
Oh,
pictures.
good. Her deposition. Woo.
Okay.
There's several other examples where you testified that you took pictures, but somehow you just don't know where they are.
Okay, so it's a change in testimony, right? Because she said on the stand, on direct, right, that she didn't take any pictures, but in her deposition, she said she did take pictures.
You took pictures of the cut, excuse me,
Unreal.
that you supposedly suffered after this, or during this alleged assault. And you took pictures way back in 2018, but somehow can't find them. Is that what you testified to?
Yes.
Great. Look at her. Dude,
And you testified
Wow.
that counsel was asking.
and she's sitting there asking a jury at this point, even without the rest of the trial and the rest of the evidence that comes in, and even without Cardi B's testimony, just think about it. She's sitting here like this, asking the jury to give her $24 million. Unreal.
Questions that you decided you didn't want to be a security guard anymore. Isn't that true?
Yes.
In fact, you were fired. Isn't that true?
Objection, Your Honor. We discussed this at length.
They did discuss it.
Isn't that the
Oh,
truth?
yeah.
You were actually fired by Ally for acting professionally as a security guard. Isn't that true?
Same objection.
Yes.
Now, I think the reason that he doesn't explain it, I think the reason that was overruled is because, and I thought about this, on direct examination, honestly, her counsel opened the door there because, you know, he got into it, right? Like, what did you want to do? If it wasn't for this, would you still have been a security guard? Would you think about being a police officer? And I remember thinking to myself, you know, he's totally opening the door here. And I wonder if that's why the judge overruled these objections, because it's true. They did discuss this. I think it was like in the little snippet of opening statements that the court feed actually caught. This did come up in opening statements, and defense counsel was like, well, we're withdrawing that claim or whatever. And then Cardi B's attorney was like, oh, okay, fine. But then, of course, right, on direct examination, her attorney goes on and elicits testimony that is pointing to that very claim. So I think that's what's going on here, because initially the judge said, yeah, that was a motion in limine or whatever it was, but it's moot because he's withdrawing that claim. And now he's overruling that objection.
And in the incident report, you apologized to your employer, Ally, for acting unprofessionally and exposing them to potential liability. Is that true?
Uh-huh.
Was there an answer?
I'm sorry?
Was there an answer?
No, I guess we need to report, but if it helps.
Oh
you,
my
direct
God.
to the second page.
Oh
Yes.
God.
And after you were terminated as a security guard, you got a new job that paid more money than the security guard.
Oh.
Correct?
Yes.
So she benefited.
And you said that you consulted with Dr. McKenzie, excuse me. That was because you filed a workers' comp claim, right?
Yes.
Oh shit.
And so you filed a workers' comp claim against Ally, and that's why you met with Dr. McKenzie, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just break that down. This is incredible. So homegirl here, so she got fired, right, from her job because of this incident. She goes on to get another job that actually pays her better pay, okay? But she then, before doing this whole lawsuit with Cardi B, files a workers' comp claim against the place where she was working at the time. You know, You guys know what that is. So, so she files a workers' comp claim. And as part of that, just like we were discussing at the beginning of this live stream, whenever you've got a civil case, and damages are at stake, and part of that is like the mental distress and the suffering and whatever, right? I'm not trying to minimize it, but you know what I mean? So like, because we talked about this earlier, how, seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist and a psychologist and all of that, a plaintiff's like medical history / psychological history and all that is fair game, because they're trying to prove that any damages, and by damages I mean like psychological, mental, right, emotional, came from the event in question. And meanwhile, if you're on the other side, you're going to hope to show that there were some other issues that happened previously that could have caused it, right? So anyway, but here's what's even crazier. So this plaintiff was trying to, listed Dr. McKenzie as one of like her treating therapists, and was insinuated that she sought therapy or treatment from Dr. McKenzie due to this event. In other words, related to these allegations with Cardi B. That's part one. But in actuality, she only saw Dr. McKenzie because it's required for a workers' comp claim, which that was before these allegations in this lawsuit. So not only was it like she didn't seek therapist out, right? She was required to go see Dr. McKenzie because it's part of it with the workers' comp claim, right? It defies belief, honestly. I don't even know. My brain is buffering. James, welcome. Happy to see you. Right? Workers' comp after she was fired, girl, just yes. And I'm sure there's even more in store. This plaintiff, you guys. Okay.
And you met with her in April of 2018?
Yes.
And you testified at your deposition that you told Dr. McKenzie the truth about what happened on February 24, 2018, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In this action, you served, well, you were a patient of Kaiser Permanente, correct?
Yes.
And in this action, you obtained a copy of your medical records from, let's see.
Okay, so what he's getting at is, what did she tell Dr. McKenzie? Because remember, her story changes every time. So, and again, the medical records are all fair game here because she's the one bringing this, calling this into question as the plaintiff.
Beginning June 8, 2023. Bear with me for a second, please.
In case anyone's wondering, wait, hang on. How come as the plaintiff, when she was on direct, they didn't produce any evidence, right? They showed pictures of the building where she worked. I think that was it, right? That was it. That was it. That's all they did. So, in case, again, they didn't produce her, the report that she made to her supervisor. They didn't produce any pictures of her face. They didn't produce, produced. Let me back. They didn't even turn over, first of all, to defense counsel, let alone produce to the jury. So there's that. Any of her medical records. And again, normally as a plaintiff, you would be doing that because you're like trying to show like all of the damages, all the, the reason why you're there. It's great. It's craziness. It's craziness. So you've got the defense producing all of these things. Again, the jury's just, I wish I knew what the jury was thinking, guys.
Actually go back, I think, further, but have you seen those records?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Is it, well, I hate to ask this question, but they did diagnose you as having severe obesity, correct?
Yes.
Obesity.
And they did conclude that you had full capacity and no history of patient status change. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
What that's saying is that she has basically always had obesity. That's how I interpret that. Let me know how you guys interpret that because that's like doctor language, but I think that's what that means.
The only pains that you complained of, January 25, 2021, December 27, 2021, were belly pain and low back pain.
Oh dear.
Objection calls for expert opinion.
No, it doesn't.
Correct?
Yes.
And you hurt your finger at one point, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, I can show it to you, but let's just move on. You had various things, tailbone pain, right hamstring pain, but you had no report, no reference in 161 pages of medical records to a scratch on your face. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And there's
How can she even sit there? Like, what are we doing here?
no reference in 161 pages of medical records to anxiety, post-traumatic stress,
Real.
blows to your head or face. Correct?
Yes.
This is
That only
insane.
came up when you filed this lawsuit, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Dude. Okay, I just have to say, Cardi B's attorney, that was really well done. Because he got her to say yes and agree to all these different things. And it was very linear and very logical. And now when he asked that last question, it's like, this can only be true. So the fact that she's pushing back is, again, it reminds me a bit of in Donna Adelson's trial with that defense expert, divorce attorney expert lady, and the bit about the analogy with like the trash can. It's like, you have to say yes. Like you can't, it's just, he did a great job laying this out.
Anxiety, post-traumatic stress syndrome, blows to your head or face. Correct?
Yes.
That only came up when you filed this lawsuit, right?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
Shut up.
Also, you were in a car accident in 2021, isn't that true?
Yes.
You hit your head.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You were in a car accident again in November of 2023 on Pico Boulevard, right?
I'm not sure if it was on Pico, but it was in that area.
Who
Yes.
cares?
You sued over that, right?
Yes.
Oh God. So
Okay.
you guys, I lost my shit when this happened. So now adding to all this, we're getting to the fact that she's got a pattern of filing these lawsuits, right? The workers' comp, personal injury, from the car accidents. That's one thing. But also that she was in several car accidents and at least one of them so far that we've heard, where she actually, guess what, injured her face. And that was after this incident, the event with Cardi B that didn't happen, that she's claiming happened.
Your Honor, if I may, if I can just consult with my colleague, I think I may be close to done.
He's Cardi B's counsel there, and I don't know his name, honestly. If anyone knows in the chat, let me know. He is contemplating where's my sound thingy? Hold on. He's contemplating where is it? He's contemplating here we go.
We're done here.
Mr. Unetti. He's contemplating if we're done here.
If you can bear with me. We talked about how you told Dr. McKenzie the truth about what happened, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And you told her
Good.
that Cardi B almost scratched you. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure saying almost.
Correct.
You know the person at Women's Healthcare who intervened when you were basically assaulting Cardi B, don't you?
No.
Well, isn't it true that 3 weeks after that event, you called up Tierra Malcolm, the receptionist, who put her body in between yours and Cardi B's and took your blows? You called her up to try and get her to help you in this case. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so what he's getting at is that the receptionist for the doctor's office where Cardi B was going, had to come out and intervene and all that, right? And we're going to hear from her. Don't worry. And again, this plaintiff is trying to play dumb. However, what he's bringing up is that she actually had called the receptionist, she being the plaintiff, and tried to get her to testify on behalf of the plaintiff. And sounds like that was a no-go because the receptionist testifies for Cardi B. There's a gem. Oh, it's Mr. Anderson. That's funny.
Let me just check one thing.
Checking one thing.
So I want to be thorough. I'm just double checking. I also want to just reiterate that in your deposition, you testified under oath that Cardi spit on you after
Right, the spitting bit. Right, I'm glad he circled back to that.
Ms. Malcolm and others came out of the
Uh-huh.
doctor's office to try and stop you from going after Cardi B. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And in your incident report, you reported to your boss, your supervisor, that Cardi supposedly spit at you before people came out because of all the yelling. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I think that's all the questions I have for this witness.
All right.
Excellent. Yeah, who's surprised? There's nothing that this witness, the plaintiff, has testified to that she didn't herself contradict various other times. Everything. Okay, so there we go.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to read from the deposition transcript, page 61, lines 23,
So this is like,
page
I guess,
62.
draft, kind of, weirdly.
Let me turn this over to you.
Right.
Page 62, line 14.
I'm sorry, Counsel, I was trying to get out. Please continue.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get it out.
Page 61 to 62. You want the line?
Yes, please.
Oh my god. There he goes.
Question: did you fill out any written paperwork about the incident? Answer: there was an incident report made.
By her.
For that day, yes. Question: when you say there was an incident report, is that something you completed? Answer: yes. Question: when did you prepare the incident report? Answer: I'm not sure. Part of what Jasmine wanted me to do was write an incident report. I'm not sure how long after it was done. Question: okay, when you say an incident report, is that something where you send an email or is it a pre-printed form that you complete? Answer: normally it's a pre-printed form. We didn't have those forms at the location that I was at, so she did ask me to type it up.
Very
Do you
good.
remember at your deposition, a different attorney asked you questions about this incident?
Yes.
And you did tell that attorney that you made an incident report, correct?
Yes.
And that's the 2-page email that counsel asked you about?
Yes.
And
Right, and that's how he knows about it. That's not the same as turning it over. She didn't turn it over. She didn't produce it in discovery. Okay.
in your incident report, on paragraph 3, it states that at this time she continued to yell at me and point her 3-inch acrylic fingernails into my face, scratching my nose. I
No.
advised Cardi B that she needed to get her finger out of my face because I had not did anything to her. So, when you wrote this incident report, you estimated that the fingernails were 3 inches long?
Yes.
And when you said that the fingernails went into your face, what did you mean by that?
I meant when she was going like this, her nail touched my cheek, touched my nose.
Did it actually cut your cheek?
Yes.
Did it cut your nose?
No.
Okay.
And then counsel asked you about
Sure.
the T-Mobile bill. You testified that this incident occurred at 1:30 p.m., correct?
Approximately, yes.
And the T-Mobile bill shows phone calls at 1:10 p.m. and 1:40 p.m., correct?
Yes.
You were not making any phone calls at the time of the incident, correct?
Objection.
I can withdraw the question. Did you make any telephone calls at the time of the incident on February 24th, 2018?
No.
Did you make a phone call 10 minutes after the incident on February 24th, 2018?
Yes.
The phone number 424-219-2078. Whose phone number is that?
I believe it was my mom.
I think we get more on the phone a bit later too in this trial. By later, it's not much later, short trial, but I think that comes out more.
Did you tell anyone that Cardi B was at this medical facility just before the incident occurred on February 24, 2018?
No.
If you did do that, does that give Cardi B the right to assault and battery?
Oh, for Pete's
Objection,
sake.
Your Honor.
Sustained.
Oh,
Your Honor, if the court may take judicial notice of the complaint in this case,
fuck's sake.
I'm not sure for what purpose.
Right?
because the discovery response that was read is verbatim as to what the complaint says.
Oh my
But
God.
no.
I love how the court said no there. The court is all of us. Let's hear that one more time. Thank you, court. Because I don't know this judge's name, but you know.
Because the discovery response that was read is verbatim as to what the complaint says.
But no.
Love it. Love it.
When written discovery was prepared with you, was it done by your attorney's office?
Yes.
Do you know what written discovery is?
Yes.
What does the word form interrogatory mean? Do you know?
No.
Do you know what the word special interrogatory means?
No.
Do you
You
know
don't have to know what they mean.
request for admission?
No.
Do you know demand for production of documents?
Self-explanatory.
No.
Some of these are
These are
self-explanatory.
discovery questions that are prepared with your attorney?
Yes.
Right. Like I just said, she doesn't have to know what they all mean. Okay. What is the point, Ron? Look at the judge. Is he like trying not to laugh, maybe?
When I asked you earlier if any pictures were taken,
Oh,
um,
Ron.
you were truthful in your answers, correct?
Yes.
And when you answered me about whether pictures were taken, did you understand my question to be on the date of the incident? Objection. It's argumentative. I'm sorry, Glenn.
Oh my God. You guys, I literally was just thinking to myself, it is more painful. Like, I feel like watching this attorney, Ron, is more painful and far more grounds for a lawsuit than anything with this plaintiff. I'm like, oh my God, could we sue him for like, like I feel like, anyway, it's just, but you guys, this part here with the court.
You were truthful in your answers, correct?
Yes.
And when you answered me about whether pictures were taken, did you understand my question to be on the date of the incident? Objection. It's argumentative. I'm sorry, Glenn. It's argumentative.
Red Black Foundation as well, sustained.
Did you take pictures of
Max Foundation as well, sustained.
or scars or cut or anything on your body on the date of the incident of February 24, 2018?
I'm not sure.
Did you at some point later on take photographs?
Yes.
I know. Yeah. Wow. Just fumbling around. Dude. Mother of God.
For your claim.
When you treated with Dr. McKenzie for your claim, that's misleading. It was the workers' comp, but he's not going to specify.
Whether it was for a work comp claim or not, were you in need of psychological care?
Yes.
It matters. He's like,
Your treatment was helpful?
whether it was for this or that, it doesn't matter. It matters, and you're an idiot, Ron.
Yes.
Recalls?
Yes, Your Honor. Just briefly.
And her treatment was helpful to you. I don't know that we get any of the feedback. Let's just see if it ever pops back. I think it might. I think what happened potentially is that the cameras in the courtroom noped out. They were like, we're done here. The cameras were like, I can't take anymore. I was not prepared for this. I need to call it a day and come back now knowing what I have in store. It's like the cameras all said,
We're done here.
and they just left. Because I don't think it comes back, and no, it doesn't. So that's it for day one. The court feed caught a third of the day or something, maybe around there, maybe half of the day. But again, I think we can all imagine what other type of insanity and nonsense happened. The parts that the cameras were protesting. So day 2, though, will be mega extra exciting because guess what? Cardi B takes a stand. So we're going to have, as we said just a few minutes ago, we have a couple quick witnesses from the plaintiff, and then Cardi B takes a stand. And Cardi B is amazing, and she's on the stand for basically the whole day on day 2, and then I think all of the day on day 3, or the majority of the day on day 3. And it is epic, and I can't wait. So it's going to be awesome to have this. Wait, let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me unshare and reshare. Hold on just a sec. Yeah, because for anyone who missed it at the beginning of the live stream, I was just noting how on days, especially on days where I do extra talking all day at work, and I'm there's no way I could possibly manage to do a stream where I'm reading Wendy's book the whole time. This is a nice little alternative, and is also awesome. And we were wanting to do this anyway. So all that being said, tomorrow, depending on how much of a voice I have, we may be back with more Cardi B, or we may be back with Fievel. Just sort of depends on basically how much voice I have after talking all day at work. And then I also have a couple lessons. Anywho, but there's the thumbnail for anyone who missed it. This was super fun to make because this is not my jam at all, the diamonds and the pink and the all this, but it was super fun to make because it's very different from the normal thumbnails, and well, for obvious reasons, right? This is not your standard trial. And for anyone who's how come there's a quote from Cardi B saying hello? Don't worry, we will get to that during her testimony. It's one of the most epic moments. I mean, her testimony is epic all the way through, but there's a moment that y'all will never forget if you haven't seen it already. And this will make total sense when we hear that. So and of course, another thing we have to look forward to, Cardi's hair changes every day. It's amazing. I think that for me personally, this hair is my favorite on her in terms of the length and the color, but we will get to see all of her different hair. And then maybe at the end, we will take a vote on what you guys think is which hairstyle and color best suits her. Melanie Little clipped the hello moment. Oh my God, I'm sure she did. Amazing. I'm sure I would have done that. See, now I can't do it because someone else already did it. But had I not known that when we got to there in the trial, I absolutely, sure you guys aren't surprised. I would have clipped that, right? Because I've got more clips of quotes from trials than one can even.
I am not a hoe. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
There's a house cat that's gone wild.
You tell me, player.
And there's about 50,000 more. So, yeah, I totally would have clipped that, but now I'm well, but that's awesome. I love that. Clip it anyway. Okay. Well, the people have spoken. I'll clip it anyway. Cause yeah. I agree that she could benefit from psychological care. You're talking about the plaintiff? Oh my God. Yeah. The part during her direct testimony where he was and was that therapy helpful to you? And I pointed out because she was at the time, yes. And I was what does she mean at the time? I mean, and that was just, that was never addressed, but I'm interesting answer there. Kane. So Kane still made it. Love it. Thank you for being here, Kane. You're going to love seeing Cardi on the stand. I promise you that. And so shout out for everyone who was here and everyone on a replay crew. As always, I know there's been a lot of stuff happening in Massachusetts, but I feel there's plenty of people on top of all of that. Not that matters one way or another, but all the Proctor stuff, there's a lot of crazy stuff, right? And I know there's been some more, body cam released in Coburger, as well as I think maybe some more documents unsealed. So as always, for these cases that we have been covering on this channel from the get-go, where there's basically, they just kind of are the gift that keeps on giving. I don't know if you can call it that, but there's just ongoing, pretty much always new things. Y'all get to decide. Y'all let me know if you got what you want me to cover, if anything, from any of those cases or other cases. And in the meantime, we're just going to enjoy this trial, and we're going to enjoy Wendy's / Fievel's stupid book. And and all of the other things too. So that's the plan for right now. Welcome, Doug. And you got here just in the time for the end, but this is a good one to watch. But we're happy you're here. Better late than never. So everybody say hello to Doug. So yeah. And there was something else. What was it? I've got, oh, well, maybe I was thinking of law firm stories. I've got so many great law firm stories, you guys. But my voice, I'm like I said, today, I knew my voice was going to hang on by a thread, even though I was not reading this whole time, and I'm losing my voice. So we will save the law firm stories for next time, because there's always plenty of those. But thanks so much for being here. I love y'all. Hopefully you like the thumbnail. Hopefully you're having a great week as a squirrel. Shout out to Replay Crew again. Love you guys. Welcome to all the new squirrels, and welcome back to all the not new squirrels. Love you guys. And I do believe that is it for this one. So until next time, squirrel out.